Hello everyone, this is Latasha Blanton from the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism. And you're going to have the opportunity to travel with Phil Scott to
sunny South Africa. You guys are going to have the opportunity to come to Johannesburg, and you guys are going to be coming to Durban. And we're going to set it up perfectly. It's going to be like a luxury experience for you guys. At the same time, you're going to be getting some culture. And of course, you're going to get an opportunity to talk to Phil, hang out with Phil, and get his views on Africa and South Africa.
You're also going to get an opportunity to explore the lifestyles here that are available in South Africa. And we're going to do all that for you in an amazing 10 days. We do hope that you go to the website and book, because we do look forward to seeing you here.
Absolutely. Our website is therealsouthafrica.com. Go there, scroll down. You'll see a picture of Phil, and just go ahead and book there. So we'll see you here in what we like to call sunny South Africa.
By now, you all have heard a lot about Charlemagne Tha God saying that the Biden administration will not be getting a second endorsement from him. He said that he felt burned after he gave his endorsement of the Biden administration in 2020, when, of course, you know, Kamala and Biden went on to the Breakfast Club, which is the show that he partially hosts, and they did a lot of pandering to their largely black audience. Now on YouTube, the Breakfast Club benefits from almost 6 million subscribers, so a lot of those subscribers are black, as they do cater to a black audience. And you heard infamously that of candidate Joe Biden say, well, if you have a problem deciding between me or Trump, then you ain't black, right? And that went all over the place. And Charlemagne kind of sat there and didn't really push back a lot, kind of just took it. And even after that, he, being Charlemagne, went on to endorse that of Kamala. And he said that him and Kamala were friends, at least he thought they were. Now, all of this information came out in a political article by that of Braxton Booker. He is the one that actually interviewed Charlemagne. Charlemagne says, oh, you know, over the time, he and Kamala, he thought, had a friendship, and they would talk often and this, that, and the other. And after a while, he just stopped hearing from her, and he felt hurt by that, because he really thought that they were friends. And so, of course, with all that we know now about the Biden administration, of course, again, that he, being Biden, stood up there, said if he was going to stand by black people. We see that he hasn't done that. But again, Charlemagne and his homies, they kept on going forward with the Democrats. Oh, you know, anybody but Trump. And oh, Trump this, Trump that, Trump this, Trump that. But even now in that article, Charlemagne says that Biden and them got to come with more than just Trump, right? Like, talk about the things that you're doing. And he said that Biden is horrible at delivering any messages as far as what they are doing. But he says, on the other hand, Trump is good at getting his message out, whatever it is, right? He is kind of a master at doing it. And so he says again that they're not getting his endorsement because they really just didn't follow through. And he says, you know what, at the end of the day, I got a black audience, and I can't keep lying to them, telling them that the Biden administration, that's who you should be voting for, because black people are saying, well, why? Why should we continue to vote for more of nothing? Like, Charlemagne, at some point in time, you're going to have to come clean and answer. Did you get a check, some money? Like, why are you doing this, right? Because black people, again, aren't falling for it anymore. You can't keep telling black people, oh, Joe and Kamala, that's who you should be voting for, when Joe and Kamala hasn't shown black people a good reason to do that. And so, of course, the Democrats are upset about it. The Biden administration, they say the White House, keeps trying to downplay that of Charlemagne Tha God's influence, but it's like, nah, stop it. Y'all know that Charlemagne has a lot of influence, because he's not just on the Breakfast Club. He hosts one of these big time TV shows at night, and he had his own show and stuff like that. He has a wide, reach with black people, so they cannot downplay his involvement with black people, because if he wasn't so influential, then why did y'all go on the Breakfast Club 100 times, trying to reach the black audience? Even Hillary was on there talking about having hot sauce in her bag, when Charlemagne asked her, do you got hot sauce in your bag? Because at the time it was a whole thing with Beyonce and her song that came off her Lemonade album, whatever it was, about her having hot sauce in the bag. So Charlemagne asked Hillary, and she says, well, I do. And then Charlemagne says, well, isn't that kind of pandering? And she says, well, it's working. So they've been on there. So they know that they're very influential. But I'd like to say to Charlemagne, well, you know, about time that you came around and you keeping it a buck now that they're ineffective in regards to black people. But people tried to tell you, you didn't want to listen for whatever reason. I guess maybe you got high on your own supply. I don't know what it was, but you understand now. But as I look further at the situation, you're going to start to see a lot of people who was big up in the Biden administration and telling black people to go do it. You're going to see a lot of them do a 180 and turn away from that because now their reputation's at stake. Their brand is at stake because black people are starting to get on cold and say, no, we listened to you a couple times, but why are you continuously telling black people to get on board with the Democrats when the Democrats aren't interested in black people? What's in it for you? You know, and most people who endorse the Democrats, you know, especially to have platforms, they got to be getting something, you know? We need to start asking them, what's your angle, man? What's your angle, lady? Why are you really pushing these do-nothing Democrats to black people? It's an individual thing, isn't it? You got something under the table? Like, what did you get to continue to do this? And so I know a lot of people are mad at Charlemagne, and that's your right. I'm not telling you not to. I'm just telling you what's going on. But, you know, at least now he's starting to wake up. But see, that could be problematic for him because y'all know how sometimes when people speak out against a certain entity or something that they've been maybe getting something from, then they start to have little problems. Their credibility comes into question and this and these old things and these things that skeletons start popping out of closets and all that other stuff. So, you know, very courageous for Charlemagne to do that. But, you know, is it going to be to his detriment in the business of entertainment? I don't know. It remains to be seen. But, you know, leaving out of here, he says now the American people have a choice between the couch, a coward, and a crook. The crook being Trump, the coward being Biden, and the couch people just like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to stay home. I ain't going to do either. So this is getting very interesting. What do y'all think of this? So before y'all leave, if y'all can go to AfricanDiasporaNews.org and get the app that we have built just for you so that we can be more on our own platform and not be so reliant on these platforms that are not owned by us. So in the meantime, please tell me what you think of this story. And for more insightful commentary, please subscribe to this channel and my channel, the Demetra